My name is Rachel. I'm 30. And 3 days after my wedding, I heard my husband say, "I love you," to someone else, not to me. I was standing right outside the hotel balcony when it happened. He didn't know I was there. His voice was low, soft, different from how he usually spoke. "I miss you," he said. Then a pause. And then, "I'll come see you soon." My heart stopped. For a second, I thought I misunderstood. I told myself there had to be an explanation. A friend, a joke, something harmless. Because this was our honeymoon. We had just gotten married. This wasn't supposed to happen. I stepped back quietly before he could see me, went back inside, sat on the bed like nothing had happened, and when he walked in a minute later, I smiled. I asked him how the call was, and he said, "Just work." I nodded, like I believed him. But something inside me had already changed, because in that moment, I realized I didn't really know the man I had just married. I didn't confront him. Not that night. Not the next morning either. I acted normal. That was the strange part. We had breakfast together, talked about small things, even laughed once. And the whole time, I kept hearing his voice in my head. "I miss you." It didn't match the man sitting in front of me. Or maybe I just didn't want it to. I started paying attention to things I had ignored before. The way he held his phone, always slightly turned away. The way he would step outside to take calls, short ones, quiet ones. And every time he came back, he acted like nothing happened, just like I was doing. At one point, I asked him casually, "Who were you talking to last night?" He didn't even pause. "Work," he said. Same answer, same calm face. And that's when I understood something. This wasn't new. He was too comfortable, too practiced, like he had done this before. More than once. I felt something cold settle inside me. Not anger, not yet. Just clarity. Because now I wasn't confused anymore. I wasn't guessing. I knew something was wrong. And this time, I wasn't going to ignore it. That night, I didn't sleep much. Not because I was thinking, but because I was waiting. Waiting for something that would confirm what I already felt. Around midnight, he got up, quietly, took his phone, and walked out to the balcony, just like before. I stayed still for a few seconds, then slowly got out of bed. The room was dark, the door slightly open. I could hear his voice again, low, careful. I couldn't hear everything this time, just a few words. "Soon. Miss you." That was enough. When he came back, I was already in bed, pretending to sleep. He didn't notice anything. Or maybe he didn't expect me to. The next morning, he went to the shower and left his phone on the table. Unlocked. Just like that. For a second, I just looked at it. My heart was racing, not because I was scared of what I'd find, but because I knew this would change everything. I picked it up, opened his messages, and there it was. One contact at the top. No name, just a heart emoji. I opened the chat. The last message said, "Did you tell her yet?" I stopped breathing.
Because whatever this was, it wasn't just happening now. It had been going on long before me.
I put the phone back exactly where it was. Same position, same screen, like nothing happened. But inside, everything had changed. Did you tell her yet? That line kept repeating in my head. Tell me what? And why hadn't he? The whole day felt different after that. We went out, walked around, took pictures like a normal couple on honeymoon. Anyone looking at us would think everything was perfect. And that was the strange part. He didn't act guilty, didn't seem nervous. If anything, he was more relaxed than usual. That made it worse, because it meant whatever he was hiding, he was used to hiding it. That evening, I noticed something else. He checked his phone, then quickly locked it and stood up. "I'll be back in a minute," he said. Same line, same tone, but this time, I didn't stay. I waited a few seconds, then followed him, quietly. Down the hallway, he walked outside the hotel toward the parking area, and then I saw it. He got into a car, not ours, a different one. He didn't look around, didn't hesitate, like he had done this before. My heart started beating faster because now, this wasn't just a suspicion anymore. This was something real, and I was about to find out how far it went. I didn't think. I just followed. I got into our car and kept my distance. Not too close, not too far. My hands were tight on the wheel, eyes fixed on the car in front of me. He drove like he knew exactly where he was going. No hesitation, no checking mirrors. That alone told me this wasn't random. After about 15 minutes, he pulled into a quiet street. Small houses, dim lights, the kind of place you don't notice unless you're looking for it. I parked a little further away, turned off the engine, and just watched. He got out of the car, looked around once, then walked straight to one of the houses and knocked. The door opened almost immediately. A woman stood there. She didn't look surprised. That was the first thing I noticed. She looked familiar with him, like she had been expecting him. And then a small child ran to the door, maybe 4, 5 years old. The kid hugged him, without hesitation, like it was normal, like it happened all the time. My chest tightened. I couldn't move. I just sat there, staring, because in that moment, everything made sense. The calls, the messages, the lies. This wasn't new. This wasn't a mistake. This was a life, another life. And I had just stepped into it. I didn't get out of the car. I couldn't. I just sat there, staring at that house, like if I looked away, it would disappear. But it didn't. The lights stayed on, the door closed behind him, and I was still outside, alone. After a while, I reached for my phone. My hands weren't shaking anymore. That surprised me. I opened his contact, then his messages again. This time, I wasn't just reacting. I was looking, reading carefully, scrolling up, further and further. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Pictures, conversations, plans. It was all there, hidden in plain sight. There were photos of that same house, the same child, even older messages from before our wedding, from before our engagement. My stomach dropped, because that meant he didn't start this after me. I was the other life, not her.
I kept scrolling, looking for something that would make this make sense. Some explanation, some mistake. But there wasn't one. Just more proof, more details, more truth. And with every message I read, one thing became clearer. This wasn't a secret relationship. This was a second family. And somehow, I was the one who didn't belong.
I didn't go to the door. I didn't knock. I didn't create a scene. I just waited. About an hour later, he walked out of the house, calm, like nothing had happened. He got into the car and drove away. I followed him again. This time, the distance didn't matter. Nothing did. When we got back to the hotel, I was already inside before he came up, sitting on the edge of the bed, waiting. When he walked in, he smiled. "Hey," he said, like always. I looked at him for a second. Really looked this time. Then I asked, "How long?" That was it. No anger, no shouting, just that question. His smile disappeared, not slowly, immediately. "What?" he said. "How long?" I repeated. Silence. He didn't ask what I meant. He didn't act confused. And that told me everything. "Rachel, I can explain." "How long?" I said again. My voice was steady. That surprised me. He looked away for a second, then back at me. 5 years, he said. 5 years. I nodded once, not because I accepted it, but because I understood it now. "And the child?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. Then quietly, "My son." The room felt smaller, but I didn't break. Not then, because something inside me had already gone quiet. "I saw everything," I said, "and you still married me." He didn't have an answer for that, and honestly, I didn't need one anymore. That night, we didn't talk much after that. There wasn't anything left to say. No explanation was going to change what I had seen, or what he had already admitted. He tried, at one point, started saying things like, "It's complicated," and "I didn't plan this." But I stopped listening, because none of it mattered anymore. 5 years, a child, a whole life I knew nothing about. And somehow, I was the one who got the wedding, the promises, the version of him that looked real. I packed my things quietly. Not everything, just what I needed. He watched me, but didn't stop me. Maybe he knew he couldn't, or maybe he just didn't know which life to hold on to. Before I left, I looked at him one last time. Not with anger, not even with sadness, just clarity. "You didn't lose me tonight," I said. "You lost me a long time ago." Then I walked out, and this time I didn't follow him. I chose myself, and for the first time since all this started, that felt right. If you were in my place, what would you have done? Would you leave immediately, or try to understand why? Tell me in the comments. And if this story stayed with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real stories like this.